So you said she's like trying to catch up. She's not quite where you are yet.
Well,
What are some ways you help with that?
a lot of talking.
A lot of
A
talking.
lot of
Okay.
talking about these. A lot of there's a lot of use of various analogies and other trying to kind of give perspective on, well, this person might see it this way, and
Right.
if you see it this way, you might understand where they're coming from, what their motives are in life and in these relationships and stuff, and if you can identify that with that, you'll have a little bit more empathy for that for their perspective, and then vice versa. This poly thing is really a big lesson in just what comes around goes around because I'll be sitting there trying to explain how I feel about this or that, and how you can get over, maybe you might help get you over some jealousies about or insecurities about things or whatever like that, and and I realize that because I've been through every one of those situations too, when my partners are going off and doing things with other people, and you're sitting at home and you've got that queasiness in your belly, and you're like, oh God, I wonder what they're doing right now. They're probably having this wild, crazy, passionate sex, and I'm missing out, and my partner's going to fall in love with them forever, and I'm, but they might be,
Right.
and they might be, and you gotta sit there and live with that, and you might not go to sleep that night, and you'll probably you'll be a cranky pants in the morning, right?
Yeah.
But when you see them, and you in the next morning or next day or next week or whatever, sometimes it's hard because you'll go a long time before you see them again, depending on the nature of the relationship, and then you talk to them, you slowly kind of reconnect with them, and it's lovely again. But what I found is that when I meet my partners or their partners, or I see them interacting, when I see them kissing, and if I've seen them actually having sex and things like that, really intimate experiences, I see what they have. I grow and build this compersion, assuming that maybe you'll explain what that is. Like, okay,
I have a few times.
Yeah, after you've explained what compersion is, but compersion is awesome. If it's a super wonderful. If you can find that, that's what poly is about. But ultimately, you put that new person, or your partner's partner, your metamor, in a new place in your brain, in a way that you can identify with them, and it doesn't become, you don't then focus on the next date they have or whatever, the next date that they have, that you're sitting at home alone, and you're you would be stewing over this. You might still a little bit, but you can't. You could reflect back on those memories of seeing them together, being compersive, and being compersive for that, and you can use that to kind of relive and put your own brain in a better place. That's. I hope I explained that well. But
yeah, you did.
I mean, that's the process I use, and that's the process I try and explain. And it's hard because you have to go through the painful part first of sitting there, feeling awful, feeling insecure, wondering what god awful crazy monkey awesome sex they're having, hanging from the ceiling, doing and having screaming orgasms and everything like that. But you have to kind of live through that. That's difficult before you can really have the relief of seeing of trying it a second time with the compersion and with the understanding that you get because of this poly dynamic, you get to have all that wonderful stuff with that person too. Hopefully you are, otherwise it's probably not worth it. You probably should get somebody else. But it's that's what's powerful about this, I think, is realizing that everybody gets kind of something out of it. You got to find out what it is sometimes, and I am still in the process of explaining that to one of my partners, and I think it's going better.
So what I hear is like you're saying it's better. It's actually all right. I'm all over the place right now.
Okay.
So people usually tend to want to stay away from knowing and seeing, but then that's kind of the place you stay in when you're going crazy. when you don't know, when you don't see, you're kind of going crazy. And you're saying, actually being there, seeing, experiencing, you might go through some pain at first, but then that actually gives you more room to be conversive with them.
I think so. I mean, it may not work for everybody that way, but I think that's really important, actually. Yeah, I think that you got to recognize it's difficult probably at first. It's a little weird and awkward to see your partners doing things with other partners, but it's healthy, actually. It gives you a new perspective on really just, you see a different facet of your partner too. You see them. I mean, if you think about just from a physical, I mean, there's all this emotional components, right? But if it's from a physical perspective, you're like kissing like this with your partner all the time, right? I mean, if that's what you do. Hopefully, you're kissing them, because that's fun, right? But you're like right here, up in their face, and to see them from a completely different vantage point, physically, from a different, you see how they move their lips, how you see little, as love or lovey feelings, passion washes over them. You see them in the throes of an orgasm. You see them from a different perspective,
right?
And it sheds a whole new light on that part, on this person that you are building something, a relationship with, and I think you can kind of come back and use that in other, almost subconscious ways when you're interacting with them in a way,
right? Yeah.
And it's really hard to describe to somebody that this is a potential benefit of poly, right?
Right. Yeah.
That I'm going to learn how to fuck you better from watching you fuck someone else. But it's true.
Yeah.
I
ask questions a lot. I'm like, every time she's with someone new, I'm like, okay, what did he do? What can I pick up?
Yeah.
I always say, like, what tricks did he do? What can I learn?
That's cool.
And at the beginning, she's like, you're so weird. I'm like, well, I want to know what the fuck you like.
Yeah.
Someone else is going to do something out of nowhere that I've never done.
Yeah.
And you're going to discover you like it.
Yeah.
I might as well incorporate it. So.
Yeah.